Hi, and welcome to the next video of my LPL 2024 preview series where we're going to cover NIP, Ninjas in Pyjamas, formerly known as Victory 5 in 2022. This team made a lot of moves this offseason. 3 of the 5 players are swapped out, and we'll get into that. And it is one of the older rosters we've talked about thus far. I've had a lot of people in my comments say age doesn't matter and this or that, and I think that there's probably science to say that reaction time goes away with age. Now, where that bell curve is, I really don't know. I'm just spitballing. I'm not a doctor, just my assumption. Now, in terms of this team, 12 and 20 last year. Like I said, 3 of the 5 players are swapped out. Top lane, Invincible is out, as well as Xiao Lao Bao. He retired in the jungle. Shadow is teamless. And Angel also left to go to OMG from the mid lane. They brought in Shanji, Aki, and Rookie. Yes, that is Rookie that we're talking about. So this team does have some star power. Definitely, I mean, it has good players in 3 of the 5 roles, like really good players. It's just a matter of if that's enough to get over the hump in the LPL. I feel like there's going to be a lot of teams in a similar position. So first, we have Shanji, 23 years old. Last year, going into 2023, I thought he was one of the best top laners, and he ended up leaving a lot to be desired last year. In 105 games, he had a 3 KDA, 7.8 CS per minute, 60.6 KP. Definitely took on a facilitated role. OMG, including him in a lot of team fights, and it caused him to give up a lot of farm. His champion pool also wasn't as diverse as I would have liked. Was there Lilia, Udyr, and Darius? Yes, but there was no Shen, so I'm disappointed. 20.8 gold share, 509 damage per minute, 23.4 damage share. Goes to show you how much of a carry-oriented top he is. He will be dealing a good chunk of damage for his team. 15 champions played. K'Sante, Sion, and Rumble are his most played. They come for 63% of his games. K'Sante, he played like 40 times. Yeah, 40 K'Sante games. I don't think anybody played anything 40 times outside of Shanji. Like, talk about really being predictable in draft, huh? The Rumble was a must ban for most of the year, and towards the end it became very meta, as we saw. So imagine if Shanji had went to an international event with that Rumble, it would have definitely rocked some people's worlds. And also you have a wide champion pool there, right? Rumble, carry oriented, K'Sante, a bruiser, and Sion, pure tank. He is still one of the better tops in the world, but he's just outside of that top 5 now. Zhao Muma is the backup. In 70 games, 2-1 KDA, 7.5 CS per minute, 56.3 KP. He will not be pressuring for the starting role. 20.8 gold share, 437 damage per minute, 13 champions played. In the jungle, we have Aki at 23 years old. I thought he did better last year than the year before, showing a well-rounded champion pool. In 105 games, hit a 3.6 KDA, 5.5 CS per minute, 70.1 KP. Very average numbers. 18.7 gold share, 308 damage per minute, 14.1 damage share. 14 champions played, and very reliant on Wukong, Vi, Maokai. Those accounted for 65% of his games. So we haven't had a lot of players that we can say, like, their top 3 played over 60%. But in the case of OMG last year, so many people were trying to ban out Abel and Cream that it gave Shanji and Aki whatever they wanted. And also that caused us to critique them more, right? Because they had more opportunities to pick pretty much whatever they wanted. And this is what we got as a result. Behind him is Climber. I think Climber is a very good prospect. Definitely somebody to watch. At 19 years old, had a 77 games played. 3.7 KDA, 5.5 CS per minute, 73.2 KP, 19.1 gold share, 353 damage per minute, and played 12 different champions. They also had ZZX as well. At 20 years old, in 25 games, he left a lot to be desired. So he definitely is third string on this roster. 2.6 KDA, 4.9 CS per minute, 65.2 KP, 17.5 gold share, 272 damage per minute, and 8 champions played. In my opinion, if there was a role on this team that was going to face some sort of pressure from behind it, it would be jungle, followed by support. Definitely, Climber is a player that they've identified as somebody that they want to go forward with, and I think Aki, given that he is used to playing with Shanji, that's an advantage for him to stay in that spot. But if things don't go well in spring, I wouldn't be shocked in summer to see Climber. In mid lane, you have Rookie at 26 years old, one of the best mids of all time. 105 games with top esports last year. 4.7 KDA, 8.5 CS per minute, 66.6 KP. These numbers are very average. I won't lie. But you also have to keep in mind that relative to everybody else, he was one of the best in KDA, in damage, and damage share. So 22.2 gold share, 621 damage per minute, and 27.5% of the share. He was the carry for the team alongside Jackie Love. A lot of people not giving Rookie credit. We've had discussions about it in the Discord. I think Rookie was fine last year. Was it up to the standard that we expect from Rookie? You could argue not. And at the same time, I think he was still one of the top mid laners in the LPL. You could say top 4 or 5. And if that's an off year for Rookie, I mean, you're going to take that. 20 champions played. Jace, Azir, and Ari accounting for just over half of his games. Pout is the backup at 20 years old. He played with Nip last spring. So these stats are LPL stats. In 17 games, had a 3.3 KDA, 8.1 CS per minute, 63.5 KP. He went from the TCL to the LPL. Now that's quite a leap. I would say the LDL is probably better than the TCL, so it was certainly a change. 20.9 gold share, 547 damage per minute, 22.9 damage share, 10 champions played. Xhun is their LDL mid, or at least third string on my board. Numbers a little lackluster. 77 games, 4 KDA, 8.4 CS per minute, 64.5 KP. 21.5 gold share, only 529 damage per minute, which isn't a lot. However, played 18 champions, so wide champion pool. We also have to keep in mind with the champion pool and the LDL. Sorry, I had something flying in my face. Fearless draft affects champion pool quite a bit, obviously. Youngest player on the team is Fodic at 21 years old. I would argue, and I have in the past, he has the best Senna in the world. An elite player. You have, like I said about Gala, I'd say the same thing about Fodic. You have the top 5 in the world, and then you have the next 5 to 8, and Fodic is in that conversation just because of the Senna alone, in addition to other champions. I think he's very talented. 83 games, 3.2 KDA, 9.6 CS per minute, 68.1 KP last year. Him and Joe in bot lane doing very well with certain duos, and then also not well with other duos. 24.9 gold share, 608 damage per minute, 28.6 of his team's damage, so he led the way for Nip. 16 champions played. Aphelios, Zaya, and Zeri accounting for 48% of the games. So, a lot of Aphelios reliance there. Xliang, the only player that wasn't like the starter for the LDL team last year because Kepler went to LGD. 13 games, 3.8 KDA, 9.4 CS per minute, almost 77 KP. So in the games he played, he was a vocal point in team fights. 24.8 gold share, 655 damage per minute, and 7 champions played. Zhuo in the support role, 22 years old. I see they've brought in Key to back him up, so they do have somebody to create a little bit of pressure as well as somebody to bounce off of. I'm not including Zero in here. A player that I guess is coming out as a support substitute again after not playing for several years. I just think he's a coach, and it was weird for them to make him the substitute, but I digress. Zhuo in 83 games had a 3.8 KDA, 75.1 KP, so 3 out of every 4 kills for Nip. 179 damage per minute. 18 champions played. Nautilus, Rakan, and Yumi accounting for 37% of his games. Only Nautilus and Rakan did he play more than 8 times. Yuumi was tied with a couple other champions, but had the highest win rate. So Zeri Yuumi was a big pick for these guys. It was something in spring, if I recall. It was in spring, where it was like, don't give it to these guys because they're going to run the game. And, I mean, hopefully we don't see any Yuumi this year. Key, at 25 years old, played with IG last year in the LTL. 76 games, 3.5 KDA, just under 78 KP. Very active. He knows where to be. He's been around the block. Very experienced. 147 damage per minute. 16 champions played. As far as NIP's LDL team is concerned, YCX was the starting support. In 57 games, had a 4.1 KDA, 73.2 KP, 193 damage per minute, so very aggressive. 20 champions played, so a wide champion pool. Relive is the 4th string support. 20 games played, 3 KDA, 76 KP, 148 damage per minute, 12 champions played. So they have plenty of prospects, which isn't a shock because NIP wasn't super strong in the last year and a half. So you're going to draw in prospects that may see an opportunity to play. Now, with them bringing in the players they have, like I said before, jungle and support are probably the 2 roles where I would identify as, there are backups there that could create pressure if things go crazy. After investing all this money into Rookie and Shanji, I would say that it's probably go time for Aki and Shuo. Let's see if I can pronounce Meijijan. This is maybe the coach. He is the coach. I don't know how to pronounce his name. 49 and 47 over his career in best of 3s in the LPL. 21 and 22 in individual games in the playoffs and regional finals, and went to Worlds in 2020 with LGD, going 11 and 6. So we'll see how this team does. I think it's going to be in that middle area. There are several teams in there. Tier list video comes out after all these team previews are done. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And I hope to see you again tomorrow.